This problem exists even in most married couples. Eventually, a couple will have to figure out how to be happy together once the initial thrill, passion, and fixation of a new relationship have worn off. Here are some proven ways for a single man to achieve happiness. Number 1. It originates in the mind. You need to look at the mental pathways and patterns you've already established. What we feed and linger on strengthens the cognitive self-statements that lead to this interpretation of the events of our daily lives. It's not as simple as it sounds, because any information that runs counter to our established norms will simply bounce off the surface and not penetrate our defenses like a flat stone skipping across a lake. In addition, it takes months or even years of persistent self-awareness and reshaping the way we are responding to begin to shift our inner patterns. Number 2. I'm not in a position to advise you on the best course of action. It's up to you to find answers to these questions and learn about other approaches to achieving personal fulfillment. The process might be started by introspection or by seeking motivation from the world around you. But we must always be conscious of our own internal responses. Many people are able to achieve this state of inner calm and enjoyment. And this is why studies consistently reveal that the elderly are the happiest demographic. Some elderly people may grow resentful with age, but others may learn to embrace their circumstances and find peace with them. Number 3. Kindness and cooperation. I can give you one useful piece of advice based on the findings of psychology. The more time we spend thinking about ourselves, the more neurotic and miserable we become. However, individuals who share and care about others a great deal tend to be the happiest themselves. This means that if you are single and want to meet people and put your nurturing and caring skills to use, you may need to take up volunteering. It doesn't have to be someone you know personally. In fact, developing emotional ties to others can make us more self-absorbed if we only consider the benefits to ourselves. Number 4. Give 100% to what one is doing. You might not realize how much time you have spent studying unless you devote more time to studying, especially your favorite subject, and dedicate yourself to it as thoroughly as possible. You should study as much as you can. Try to get involved in research related to your specialty and craft a thesis on a subject that interests you. Then you will see that your failures will be greatly reduced, if not eliminated entirely. Number 5. Do not watch any love stories. Just ignore it. It's a waste of time. Stay away from any ideas of love, commitment, or relationships. Although I realize the difficulty of this task, I solemnly swear to complete it. Consider this. If I can't stop thinking, I'm an utter failure and a complete loser. Number 6. Get out of the house and have some fun. You should prioritize spending time with the people who are most important to you right now, whether it be friends, parents, family, or anybody else. Here's a short tale. There was a young guy that the king discovered sitting quietly under a tree day after day. The king was intrigued and decided to pay him a visit. King had anticipated some reluctance from the young man, but instead he stood and declared, "Yes, I'm coming." This made King suspicious of his integrity. The king made lavish accommodations for him, including a suite in the most opulent portion of the palace, servants and young girls to tend to his every need, and a magnificent king-size bed, which he gladly accepted. He graciously received the palace's finest fare. The king suspected the man of lying to him that he actually lived under the tree. His mind flashed back to the young man, who, as he passed, seemed to be portraying himself as a model citizen. King began to have doubts about his own integrity. After 6 months, the king stated to him during an early morning stroll in the gardens, "One question has been persistently plaguing me, and I want to get rid of it. For the past 6 months, I've had trouble sleeping because of it." This young man confidently declared, "You can ask any question." King inquired, "I need to know what sets me apart from you. You have a princely lifestyle. What with your palatial home and everything? Just what sets me apart from you?" The kid persisted in venturing beyond the kingdom's borders. The two of them crossed the river. The young man stood on the opposite bank and replied, "My answer is that I'm leaving. Do you want to come with me?" The king's words were, "I have to take care of the kingdom, my wife and my children." I have a million concerns and issues that need addressing. What are the arrangements for me to accompany you? Do you notice a difference? The young man asked. That Christmas morning, under my tree, I was just as content as I have been in your grandeur. Whether I'm in a castle or a forest, my consciousness remains the same. To paraphrase the young man, I don't need much, just a tree to sit underneath. To me, it makes zero difference. Inherently, you have the capacity for joy. It was programmed into you at the time of your birth. One possibility is observing a child's happy expression. This happens spontaneously. Your involvement is unnecessary. What's needed is for the obstacle to be removed. All the years of accumulating ambition, worry, anxiety, rage, etc., for the natural state to emerge. This covering must be stripped away. To achieve that state, consistent meditation practice is required. Your job is not to find love so much as to locate the defenses you've erected to keep it at bay.